Good morning, and we're going to be cooking in Grandma Roseanne's kitchen this morning, and we're going to make cauliflower steak. Now, people who are vegans will tell you that it tastes like steak. I'm telling you right now, it doesn't. But it does taste like really good cauliflower. So I'm going to cut this into steaks, and then we're going to do some seasonings. We're going to char it. We're going to bake it. It's going to hit every sense that you have for taste. We have 5 senses that we go to, and that is salt, sweet, sour, spicy, bitter. Okay, those are your 5. This recipe hits all 5, so it's super good. So the first thing you want to do, obviously, is you want to remove all those outer leaves. And then if you have a root here that's high, just cut it off. Mine was pretty good, so I didn't really have to do too much to mine. I'll cut it just a little bit. You do not want to cut the core. Do not cut into the core. You need that core to hold everything together. So we'll cut these outer leaves off. Then we're going to just cut the steaks. Now you want good sized steaks in here, so cutting on this edge and this edge probably isn't going to give that to you. So we're just going to cut this off. Not to worry, because that's going to be used for salad. And I'm going to cut this off. And this leaves me a nice section in the middle. So I'm going to cut this in half carefully. There. Almost there. Perfect. Perfect. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, I love cauliflower so much. All right, now that we have these ready, what we're going to do is we're going to go out to my garden. And I need herbs for this, because this is going to be very highly seasoned with all kinds of fresh herbs. So you're going to come with me. Now, I will forewarn you, we are just ending summer and just moving into fall right now. So my garden does not look very good. It really doesn't. But as everything matures in fall, I'll come back and give you a garden tour. But let's go get herbs. All right, well, here we are, and this is my herb garden right here. I love the fact that it's right outside my patio door. I can walk out and just snip whatever I feel I need for that recipe. So some of these are brand new, so they're kind of little. So here we have parsley. I'm just going to grab a little bit of the parsley here. Just a little bit, because it doesn't have too much to give right now. There. Then I'm going to skip the dill. This is just a little bit more parsley that I'm going to grab. Cilantro, right here. We can get a nice helping of cilantro. These are radishes. They're black radishes. I don't know if you've ever had them, but they're really delicious, and they're coming up really nice. These are spring onions right here. You can see this is a spring onion. I don't know if you can see that little thing right there. That's spring onions coming up. But these are carrots. So heaven knows how carrots got into my spring onions. My chives are going crazy. They're just going crazy. Actually, what you want to do is take them out, separate them, and create a lot more pots of chives. Now we need our thyme. So just a chunk of thyme. And tarragon. And this is dill, which I'm not going to take, and this is basil, which is too strong for what we're doing. So let's go down to the lower garden. Can you kind of take a look at that? I know it doesn't look very pretty right now, but there's stuff that's going to be coming up looking really nice. All righty. We need some thyme, and that's right here. Then we want a little bit of mint. And if you ever decide that you want to grow mint, just buy one small plant because it is like a weed and it'll continue to come up everywhere in your garden. You really have to control it. So there's the mint. There's more mint over here, more mint over here. And if you like making mojitos, oh, so good to walk out here and pick the lime off your tree, get the mint out of your garden, oh, and just make it. It's delicious. Okay, I think that's all we need out here, so we can go back in now. Take a look at that. Just as I was walking with it, the fragrance was just amazing. So I'm going to give the herbs a quick wash, and I'm going to spin them because I want them dry as well. Such a beautiful thing when you can go into your garden and get it. And if not, just the fact that you're able to just pick up the herbs in a store and just use them is absolutely wonderful. So all right, now while those are spinning and drying, we're going to go over and start working with this cauliflower. What I have here is just a nice sized skillet. I'm going to put it on a rather high heat, like a medium high, and probably maybe like 2 tablespoons of oil in there. I'm putting 3 cloves of garlic in here because I want to flavor the oil. And we'll let that heat up. Now, so on my cauliflower here, I'm just going to do just a tiny little bit of oil and then salt. And that's all that's going to go on at this time. But you will see how much and how flavorful it's going to be in time. Turn it over. Same thing on the other side. All right, then we want to put it into the into the grease here, into the oil. You hear that sizzle? That's what we're looking for. We're not looking to cook this all the way through. What we're looking to do is just char it. You want it to have good color, and when you char it, it has a different flavor than the inside of that cauliflower is going to have, and it is really delicious. Okay, now we're ready for our powerhouse of seasoning. So we're going to have, I'm going to mix it all together. This is this is onion powder. I want 2 teaspoons. Two teaspoons of garlic powder. 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. Then cumin. Now a lot of people don't care for this flavor. And if you don't like this, that's not a problem. You might want to substitute chipotle seasoning with it. And if you don't like that flavor at all, just let the whole thing go. So we're going to have 1 teaspoon, no, I want 2 teaspoons of cumin. It's actually 2 teaspoons of everything. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble here. Paprika, 2 teaspoons. Can you begin to get a feel of how incredibly seasoned this is going to be? And this is just half of it. And 2 teaspoons of oregano. Now this is a pretty heavy leaf on that, and I don't want that, so we're just going to kind of grind it out a little bit. Just like that. You don't want big chunks of oregano hanging out. 1, 2, and the last little bit. And then we're going to just stir this up. See how nice it looks? And if you could only smell it, oh my gosh, it's so good. Cameraman's really looking at this like, what the heck are you doing now? Okay, we're going to leave that off to the side. We're going to check to see how we're coming along here with caramelizing. It's starting to get there. It's got a ways to go. Now we're going to get the the garlic ready. And what I did is I sliced it very thin. But just in case you don't know how to really peel garlic, because garlic can be a pain in the neck. There's things you can buy and you rub them together. You can put them in a jar and shake it if you want to be shaking something for an hour. Or what I found to be the best is you just get the clove, you get the root, which is right there, cut it off. Typically it'll bring a whole sliver of peel with it, and then you just get in and just take the rest of it away, just like that. So simple and so fast. But the others were pretty difficult. And then you want this to come very, very slicely thinned. If you have had roasted garlic, you understand how beautiful it is. The flavoring, the sweetness, it takes all of the bitterness away, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful little anything that you want to do it for. I roast whole cloves of garlic and then just get a good Italian bread, just squeeze the garlic onto the bread with a little bit of olive oil. Oh dear Lord, that is so good. All right, so this is going to be very finely minced. And I think I have like, I don't know, maybe 3 cloves in here. Okay? So we're going to hold that off to the side, and we'll get back to that in just a minute. This one is starting to char a little bit. I want more on it, but do you see what we're looking at? See how nice that is? So we're going to flip that over. We're going to char the other side. This one's taking a little bit longer. I'm not quite sure why, but it is. That's all right. We will wait for it. And this garlic in here in this oil is just smelling just wonderful in my kitchen. So while we're waiting for that, we'll just go ahead and get started on the rest of the herbs that we have here. Because they do take a little bit of time. Ooh, it smells so good. Alrighty now. They're all going to go in, so it's just about how much you like. If you don't like thyme, for heaven's sakes, don't use it. If you like it a lot, use it. Use as much as you like. So I'm just grabbing herbs and just putting them in there. You don't want the stem on the thyme. You don't want that puppy. So you just need to cut that stuff off. All right, so we're going to check. See how nice that is? Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. So we're just going to let that char. First one that I put in, it's a thinner one. It's ready, so I'm going to take that out. Look at that nice char on that. That is just nothing but flavor right there. This one I want to have a few more minutes. This one's a little bit thicker, you know, so it's just requiring just a little bit more time. So while that's doing the last few minutes of that, what I did over here is I got all the herbs that we got in the garden, and I just worked with them so we wouldn't have to waste time in you watching me do all of it. So chives, scissors, easiest way. Thyme is a pain in the neck. Look at it, it's so little, and you don't want the stems, you just want the leaves, so you have to do that. But it's worth doing. The cilantro, I just put it in whole leaves like that. The tarragon, again, I put in the whole leaves just like that. So I've got them all right here, and they're big chunks. So now what we do is take this and mince them up. Now if you have, I have a bullet, you know, that little grinder thing, I have that, and you can use that, but actually this is just as easy for me. This is a wonderful little tool if you can ever find this. It was given to me years ago by my brother, and I use it probably every single day. But it's faster for me to do this than to find the bullet in the cabinet, use it, wash it, dry it, put it back. This just makes life easier for me. Alrighty, see how quick that was? Whew. Boy, this smells good. Really good, you guys. All right, this little puppy is done. And look at that. Pretty wonderful. Now what we're going to do here, I have turned the oven up to 400 degrees, or 450. No, 400. It's at 400. So what we want to do first of all is we want to put the seasoning on. And we want the seasoning evenly distributed. Now, I've got a heavy hand a lot of times, and I just get more in one place than the other. And then I found this fabulous little tool that I use for everything. So all you do is get it in there, fold it up, and now you have even distribution. Okay, nice. Then we want to put in the garlic, but I'm just going to do this on one side, so I want to turn it back to its Hollywood side. And the garlic, you might just want to just stick it like in these little crevices that are in there. When this garlic roasts, and it is so sweet and so flavorful, you are just going to love it. And just in all the little nooks and crannies, wherever you can put it. I have a friend, a girlfriend, and she's a vegan, and cooking for her is a nightmare. But boy, when I discovered this, she came unglued for it. Now we want to take our herbs and we just want to sprinkle them. Just like that. Okay? Are you getting a sense at how wonderful this is going to taste? Now we're going to pop it in the oven, 400 degrees. We're going to leave it there for 10 minutes. Alexa, time 10 minutes. We have been through 10 minutes of this cooking at 400 degrees. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese to the top. Just like that. So we're halfway through our cooking right now, and this calls for probably 1/4 of a cup. I didn't measure it, but it's about 1/4 of a cup. It's going to go back in now for 10 more minutes. And then we get to eat. We are complete. They are fragrant. They are tender. You can cut right through with ease all the way through, so we know it is just cooked to perfection. So now we're going to move it off to a plate. But Roseanne, you said there were 5 senses. I didn't see sour anywhere. Well, just a moment. You're going to see sour right now. What do you think about that? Little bit of lime juice. Never hurt anything. All right. Okay, well, it's time for the taste. And just like every other person that you see on these cooking channels, and I am no different, we put it into our mouth, and either the bite is too big or too hot. So I tried to let this cool down a little bit, but I'm still seeing steam come off of it, but I can't wait. I sincerely think that's the best cauliflower I've ever eaten. It is absolutely delicious. So, ingredients will be below. On those herbs, play around with them. Just get what you like or get what's within your budget. But be sure to try to get as much as you can. This garlic, right there, when it is roasted, it is so good, so good. So what I'd like you to do is give it a shot. If you want to try it, I will put the recipe or the ingredients down below, the measurements. But subscribe, you guys, because I love having you as part of what we do on a daily basis is cook for our friends and family. Give it a thumbs up if you like. And also, leave me a comment if you do view, because I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. If you're going to make it, if you're intrigued by it, if you say, I will never do that one, or if you, I don't know, tried it, let me know how your family liked it. So you have a great day. I will wish all of you the best of everything life has to give, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.